So over the weekend, I had the pleasure of playing the expansion of Tales of Arise, which is called Beyond the Dawn. And I have a lot of thoughts about it, honestly. Mostly just disappointment, though. While Tales of Arise is a very fine RPG in comparison to recent releases in the genre, I absolutely abhor when devs release DLCs with no changes or any fixes to the errors in the base game. The fact that there were no changes to the combat structure lets me know that Tomizawa, the director, either one, sees no issues with the combat, or two, is too lazy to fix it. Both of these are equally bad, but the former is especially heinous, because if they don't see a problem with battles being littered with unstaggering mountains of mutant monster meat, then the future of this franchise is cooked. The story is solid, and the characters and interactions are very lovely. I still love the cast, and I love how they talk to each other. Alphen and Xion having a real on-screen romance as opposed to some of the games is very lovely to see. The story for Beyond the Dawn is nice. Very nice, in fact. So nice that when you have to trudge through these unstaggering enemies and these reused boss fights, it'll make you start to hate the story, because it's locked behind such bullshit. But this has been a long intro, let's really get into the details. It has been 1 year since the base game of Tales of Arise, and the worlds have merged. Alphen and Xion roam the earth, closing down mausoleums to prevent angry, power-hungry Renins or Danins from doing no good. The gang gets back together to take on a newly found mausoleum, and the adventure begins. Now, the story of this DLC is the best part of it. The skits, battle dialogue, and cutscenes make you feel at home with the gang. Once they find Nazamil, the half Renin, half Danin child of a lord, they all get along very quickly as they shower the abused child with love and food. In between the annoying battles and lackluster fetch quests, the interactions in voiced and non-voiced sections really immerse me all over again. Nazamil is an okay addition to the team, even though you can't play as her. You should be able to. The hijinks that take place with her ability to turn invisible got a little chuckle out of me. But that's really all I can say positively about this $30 hogwash. Because in between character moments and some good music, you're being bombarded with laziness upon laziness. Let me explain. There are no new standout monsters for you to fight. All the bosses are recolors. The costumes you get for buying the DLC kinda suck. They reset your level, skills, and arts even though it makes no narrative sense. The legacy costumes, which we wanted in the base game, will cost you another $15. There are no new arts, mystic arts, or boost or burst arts, even though it doesn't make any narrative sense. All the side quests are fetch quests or go here, kill that. They made no changes to the combat, which, and I'm going to rant here a little bit, could have been fixed by adding in some new Zoogles brought on by the fusion of the worlds. And because of this, they're less sturdy than the ones we're used to, which would allow us to stagger and combo them as normal. But hey, I'm just a YouTuber. Oh, and Nazamil is not a playable character. Even though 1 hour after you meet her, she tries to kill you with magic and conjured weaponry. It's just so disappointing to see my franchise go down this path. I mean, I can't in good faith recommend this DLC to any Tales veterans or even the new Arise fans. Just watch the cutscenes on YouTube or something, please. We really need to show Bandai we don't want overpriced garbage like this. There is a large fan base of Tales fans, East and West, and we simply don't deserve this. We've been supporting this franchise for a long time, and to be hit with things like the Symphonia remaster, which nobody asked for, and this lackluster garbage-ass DLC, it really spells bad fortune for the future of this franchise. Tomizawa, the director/producer, doesn't have a handle on things. It's very clear. But thankfully, the Scarlet Nexus director, who also produced and directed Tales of Vesperia, one of the most praised games ever, is coming back to help on the Tales team. So hopefully the next Mothership title or port can be handled with some goddamn care. With all that being said, I have to give Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn a 2 out of 10. More of the same and none of what we actually want. Now, that was a review for Beyond the Dawn, but I'm not done. I'm going to do a little bit of ranting about Arise as a whole and me being a meathead combat connoisseur and why I really don't like the combat of Arise and the monsters and how things operate in this game. Now, if you don't give a shit about the combat of Tales games or how Arise kind of fucked it up or anything like that, go ahead and click off the video. I really don't blame you, but I have been sitting on this for about 2 years and I just started doing YouTube videos, so I gotta get this shit off just so I can have some fucking peace within myself. So look, Tales of Arise does something that does not happen in any other game, which is the unstaggerable monsters and the unstaggerable bosses. No other game in the franchise does this, so that's already a pretty bad fucking thing. The director and producer Tomizawa has directed and produced all of the God Eater games, which I don't need to say nothing else right there. That completely explains the predicament we're in with this game here. It explains why there's so many monsters. It explains why there's a lack of human enemies, that why the lords didn't have any lieutenants or generals for us to fight. It explains why almost every monster in the game is an unstaggerable beast. Tomizawa only knows God Eater, and the fact that there's even God Eater monsters in this game as bosses says a lot. I understand things could be a homage. Honestly, if the combat wasn't the way it was, I wouldn't care. But knowing that the dude is just doing what he knows, it really kind of pisses me off a little bit. But yeah, you know, like I said earlier in the video, they could have just made some new Zoogles, or maybe when the worlds fused, the mana inside of Zoogles were taken away and given back to the land, so they were weaker. I don't know, they could have made up anything. It's a fucking fantasy JRPG. They could have made up anything to fix the issue, but they changed nothing. The last DLC that I compared this to for Tales is Tales of Grace's F, where in that game we got new arts, new mystic arts, a new playable character with his own completed new moveset, a completely new battle system that allowed us to fucking pop super moves. It was amazing. That DLC was amazing. Coming from that to this, where there's nothing new, there's no new arts, no mystic arts, no nothing. Alphen is the only motherfucker that has 3 mystic arts, and you have to buy one of them. The fact that Nazamil wasn't playable, even though they crafted a new character from scratch, crafted 3 new bosses from scratch, and they couldn't even give us like a fucking winded down version of her, a little mini micro version to play as before she left the party or something, or, you know, a version to use inside the Coliseum. No, nothing. The fact that there's no new characters and those 2 empty slots we have in the menu, they glare at me every time I open the fucking menu. Kirito and Asuna could have been there. Nazamil and Volron could have been there. Fucking Edna and Aizen could have been there. There is multiple opportunities for them to just add in a character, 2 characters there, or just remove those slots. I don't want to fucking see them. It hurts me. It pains me to see that shit. $30 for nothing new. 1 new weapon set that it's a regular weapon, and then you can upgrade it fully to have them glow blue. That shit is ass, man. I'm sorry. No new bosses, no new enemies. I'm kind of repeating myself now, so I'm about to wrap it up. But yeah, I don't like the way this shit is going. It's very scary. It's very scary as a fan. Watching fucking Star Ocean fans get what they want because they asked. Star Ocean 2, the remaster that just dropped, it only came out and the director said, you motherfuckers were asking for it, so here you go. Tomizawa, first of all, Tales fans have been complaining and crying and begging for more ports for over a decade now. Tomizawa has asked, what do you guys want? At least 3 to 4 different times now, we told them, and this is what we get. We tell them exactly what we want, and they give us something we don't fucking want. It really boggles my mind. Star Ocean fans, I'm watching them eat good. I'm watching them get exactly what the fuck they want. Trails in the Sky, Kuro no Kaseki, I think that's what it's called. They have been getting biblical greed. They have been like being stuffed with a biblical greed level of games. They have been getting everything they've wanted, even shit they probably even didn't fucking want, shit they didn't even know existed. Every time I open up Twitter and I check one of those game pages, there is a new Trails in the Sky game getting ported or announced. It makes me sick to my fucking stomach. It actually hurts. It actually hurts to see that, because Tales has just as many mothership titles, side titles, not mobile, but fucking handheld titles, everything. And if you don't have a fucking PC that won't explode, or a fucking a laptop or whatever, you can't play most of the titles that we have in the Tales franchise. It's really upsetting. And I can't help but be jealous at Kuro no Kiseki and Star Ocean fans, but I'm happy for them, and I like to tap into those games just so I can kind of know what it feels like to play a game that was given to you with love and care because they wanted you to have it because you asked for it. But yeah, I've ranted enough. Make sure you guys hit that like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you feel about Tales of Arise, Tales in general, or this DLC, or just shitty DLC practices in general. Because, you know, Tales has always stood out to me as being different from other JRPGs and shit. And not to sound like the motherfucking Starfield motherfucker, but they're fucking commending us with the way this DLC is. Like, damn, it just feel like some Cyberpunk DLC or something. Well, not even that, because their DLC was good. So I can't even make fun of Cyberpunk no more. That's what's happening now. We're beneath Cyberpunk. So yeah, I'm out of here. Take care of each other. Like, comment, and subscribe. Jada the 701. I'm out of here. Peace.